Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. How are you? I hope you are all happy and healthy, doing the things you love. Let me know if you can hit me. He can hit me. You can hit me if you want. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, dear, what a horrendous place to be this morning as we are staring down the barrel of relegation. The odds have crashed in. It's basically Even's favourite now to go down. If I'm a betting man, than I am, you know I put a bet on a while ago about this one to try and make the punishment a little bit less sincere, a little bit less serious. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I appreciate everyone who is joining me nice and early, bright and early. It is a horrendous day to be a Tottenham fan. It's the 6th of March. It's 10:30, and we are coming out of the traps. We've got to look at some stories. We've got to look at the story that Vinai apparently has been, well, according to some people who claim they know, Vinai has been essentially blackballed. That the trust in Vinai Venkatesham and in Johan Lang is at rock bottom. The decision-making has been taken out of his hands. If we didn't know that already, then well, I don't know what planet we're living on, but it was apparently Matthew Collicott and Nick Butcher who has decided to employ a headhunter to figure out where Tottenham go next. I mean, it couldn't be much worse than it is. How's everybody doing? Did you sleep well? I didn't. I'm sorry about last night's stream when I was just so despondent. Obviously, usually after a game, when you lose a game, you want to sit there and go through everything, get angry, talk about the reasons why, talk about who let you down. Who let you down last night, Tottenham fans? But I couldn't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's hard work. It's hard work being a Tottenham fan when the writing looks like it's on the wall. Time to start planning for the championship, says Francis Williams. Fire the Gooner. If Vinai is blacklisted, Lang and McKenzie should be next. Yeah, but we need a plan. I think it was Paul O'Keefe yesterday who said only Tottenham could organise a coup and then not have any clue what to do once you've achieved it. You know, Daniel Levy for sure had a lot of errors, a lot of failures, a lot of faults, a lot of mistakes, a lot of personality issues that probably prevented us from getting to certain divisions of growth, right? But he was responsible as well in no small. If he was responsible for the failures, he's responsible for the successes. But I just personally, this is not me coming at it from an agenda. I just don't think we would be in this position, quite the state we're in, had he still been here. Vinai and Johan Lang wanted to keep Thomas Frank. Paratici wanted to get rid of Thomas Frank and bring in Igor Tudor. Clearly, both decisions, whichever decision we've made, wasn't the right one. Thomas Frank, would he have got something out of the Fulham game? Maybe. Igor Tudor, 3 losses from 3. 3 London derbies on the bounce, back-to-back losses. Absolutely horrendous. Horrendous form, horrendous fitness, horrendous levels of confidence, horrendous levels of chemistry, of balance, of know-how, of desire, of fight, of will. And it looks like we're going down without a fight, people. It looks like we are going down without a fight. And I think most Tottenham fans kind of felt that it was going to happen yesterday. And then you look at the other end of the people that we're playing against, West Ham. They found something to galvanise themselves. A January window that has galvanized them into pulling out, I think it's 6 wins from 10. I genuinely think, and I was listening, I said this on the stream yesterday, right? I said it during the second half, when basically I stopped watching the game and started just having a chinwag with you guys. I genuinely think of all of the shit shows, of all of the mistakes that have happened since we won the Europa League, of which every decision seemingly has been a mistake. Now, should we have sacked Ange Postecoglou? I still believe so. I don't think he would have been any different. Him being here wouldn't have been any different. He went to Nottingham Forest and he didn't win a game. So I don't think anyone that's sitting there wants to say, because they have a dog in the fight of Ange Postecoglou, that it would have been different. Maybe if he hadn't have been sacked, maybe we wouldn't be here. Maybe we'd be 15th, 16th, but we'd be somewhere here. I think all of the decisions that we have made, sacking Frank, getting rid of Levy, or letting Paratici go, missing out on Eze from a few £100,000 or a few million, whatever it was, screwing up on the Morgan Gibbs-White transfer by not articulating or at least acknowledging the fact that there was a proper way to go about it. Of all of the mistakes, I think, personally for me, the January transfer window has to be the biggest. It has to be the biggest. It will go down as one of the most disastrous decision-making periods over 31 days. You can make bad decisions in one moment. You can sit there and have a bad moment in time and go, I shouldn't have stayed at the pub for one more drink, or I shouldn't have got in my car and driven. I shouldn't have got drunk before I went on the stream. Shouldn't have said what I said. Should have let cooler heads prevail. You can do these things and you can have regrets in moments because, you know, it's just a snapshot in time and you either choose the left lane or choose the right lane. But over 31 days, starting with selling Brennan Johnson and finishing with signing Souza and signing Conor Gallagher, I think that has to be the most prolonged mistake. And it couldn't have happened at a worse time. The arrogance, the expectancy of the board to sit there and, I mean, I don't know what, we have to chew through this. And I've got Johnny coming on in 5 or 10 minutes to chew through what happened. We're doing Football Inc. later on today. So don't forget to smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and drop the comments. Johnny's going to be here, like I say, in a minute. He was at Tunnel Club yesterday. He's got some things he wants to say. He saw some body language when the players were coming out that maybe we weren't privy to seeing, and after the game. Apparently, Igor Tudor just walked straight down the tunnel yesterday. Apparently, he was very in close proximity to all of the players, and the fans were fighting, and the people were screaming at Igor Tudor. You know, he hasn't walked into a nice environment, but this is the situation that you took upon yourself. This is what you decided that you wanted to do, Igor Tudor, and thus far you haven't done anything. But for me, the January transfer window has to go down with one of the biggest donuttery periods of Tottenham Hotspur's recent history that I can think of. Just because you have the basis of comparison, you look at you look at West Ham, and you see what they've done. You see what they've done with those 2 or 3 signings. They've just refreshed things. They've got a new sense of purpose, some new ideas, some new energy in the team. And it's transpired into 6 out of 10 wins. And Tottenham haven't won a single game since December the 28th. We haven't won a Premier League game of football in 2026. The entirety of the January window and the entirety of February has come and gone. And I don't know where we're getting our next win from. It sure as hell isn't going to be Liverpool. Do we honestly think it's going to be Leeds or Forest at this stage? Chelsea away? Everton are a difficult team these days. Everyone's a difficult game. The problems at Tottenham are stark. At least we didn't panic in January. Nobody panic! Nobody panic! Someone bloody panic! Someone, for the love of God, panic! That's what I would say. Unbelievable. We should have panicked. Because we're going to panic now in the summer, aren't we? We're going to panic when Micky van der Ven pisses off. When he disappears. We've got no left-sided players at all. We've got no left footers that are ready for our game against Liverpool. We're going to have to play Romero on the right and Kevin Danso on the left. We're going to have to... I don't think we can play Souza again. For me, I know people last night said you didn't think he played badly. I just think he was like a rabbit caught in the headlights. Now, I know he got their player injured, and gee whiz, I mean, if they had Munoz on the pitch for the entire game, I think it could have been curtains. The game was in flux, though. I know Palace started better than us. I know they started better. And I know that obviously... Yeah, by the way, I've got to call bullshit on that whole 5-head nose thing for the VAR. I know it went in our favour. But have you seen the actual graphic that they drew? Right, first and foremost, you can see the lines on the sand, you can see the way that the grass is mown, and you can see that the player with the ball is the furthest forward. It's over the line, and you can see the Palace recipient is on the line or behind the line. And if those lines are if the grass is mown straight, which you would assume it would be, because why would someone mow the grass at a slight deviation? Then that, like, you should be able to trust your eyes and see that the ball's in front. Second of all, his knee was further in front than his face. So how is his face, how is his forehead and his toucan nose the bit that's supposed to be offside? And thirdly, wasn't there supposed to be a 5 centimeter wiggle room for error? Didn't Florian Wirtz score a goal that looked clearly offside, and they said, "Oh no, it's onside because it's within the 5 centimeter room for error"? So on that basis, first of all, it doesn't look offside. But even if the lines are just drawn slightly weird, how is it that his knee wasn't the offending part of his body, but his face was? And thirdly, it has to have been at least 6 centimeters onside. 6 centimeters offside for it to have been officially offside, unless those 5 centimeters room for things were just made up for Florian Wirtz's goal. Listen, I'll take it. It doesn't matter anymore because we lost the game anyway. But in the moment, I'll take it and go, thanks, finally get something, reasons to be writing to the PGMOL every week, right? Reasons to be writing to the PGMOL every week, because I think that was part of the rationale. Because for me, there was no chance that it was offside, none whatsoever. I thought the whole thing was a disgrace, but we got it. Anyway, then we go up the other end and score a goal against the run of play. Fantastic work from Archie Gray against 2 men who could somehow figure his way round, puts in a delicious ball and into a crowded area, and then it was pinpoint perfect, and Dom Solanke puts us 1-0 up. I get to play my little goal celebration song for the first time in forever, and we're suddenly ahead in the game. Had the first goal counted, you knew we were going to lose or draw at best, because we've never, ever won a game this season where we have started the game in... Oh, shit, I haven't sent Johnny the code. 1 second. What an idiot I am. Completely forgot. Every game that we played this season where we have where we've been... Oopsie. Oh, for fuck's sake. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Bosh. There we go. Done. Oh, yeah. So we go 1-0 up. And then what was it, 3 or 4 minutes later? 5 minutes later? I don't know. We had 3 or 4 minutes of time to celebrate. And laughing about the fact that we need to write to the PGML every week. And then all of a sudden, Micky van der Ven does Micky van der Ven things. Now, again, on that particular note, I believe that the foul, if it is a foul, it's definitely a foul. It starts outside the area. Second of all, should it have been a red card because the ball was so far away? I've seen people be given free kicks or penalties, but where the ref, like, goalkeepers don't get sent off for taking out the player if the ball is going away from goal, or if the ball's not going to be imminently put in the back of the net. For me, that should have been reviewed and downgraded to a yellow card, but it wasn't. And I'm not going to sit there and blame the referees for this one, because these are the sorts of things that go your way, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But ultimately, Micky van der Ven completely screwed the pooch. Moment of madness. Is he still engaged in the football club? Is he? I'm not sure. I would love to have been in the tunnel club and actually been in the restaurant area to see his body language as he walks down. The only people who looked like they cared yesterday, for me, I thought Pape Sarr looked like he was engaged in the first half, tried his best. He's just a weak footballer. He's not good enough with the ball at his feet, but his effort and his energy and his engagement was up there. And I thought Archie Gray was pretty impressive yesterday. Everybody else, to a man, was fucking rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Kevin Danso, sloppy. Mathys Tel started the game brightly off the left-hand side, but ultimately was responsible for was it the second goal or the third goal, guys? I forget. I mean, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Johnny's going to be joining in just a minute or two, guys, and we shall be chewing through everything else. But look, it looks to me like we're going down. You know, it really does look like we're going down, and I feel like it's something we're going to have to get used to. I'm still not a fan of anyone that's telling me it's for the best, you know. I really don't think so. Let's have a look. Let's see what the chat's saying. A couple of super chats, and I'll say hello to everybody. Dean Lives is in the house. Big up to you, Dino. Choo choo to you, my man. Choo choo to you. Choo choo. Choo choo. Appreciate you, mate. Big up to you. Big up to you. He's also come back in with another one from Australia. Big up to Australia. I thought Australia was done with me. Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. Look, it wasn't my fault. Look at them now. They've gone down to the championship. I finished 17th. I mean, when you look at it through that lens, I'm done. Actually, I'm not done. Once the AI camera thing is buttery smooth, you can expect a lot of Ange Postecoglou content on this channel. The wind up is going to wind up. Australia. Big up to you, Dino. He says, not back in Poch after the Champions League final. That was the start of the shit show, mate. Yeah, 100%. That was the start of the shit show. Well, actually, I would say the shit show began slightly before that. I would say the shit show began, well, selling Moussa Dembele to China for 11 million quid in January. That was foolhardy, never replacing him. But look, certainly the circumstances around the Champions League final prevented us from spending a lot of money, right? We had $1 billion of debt, £1 billion of debt that was immediately put onto the backs of the football club. Arsenal had to go through that period when they bought their stadium. When they built their stadium, Wenger was an absolute saint. All of Arsenal's best players kept getting sold underneath him, and he still managed a way to keep them competitive. And that was the levels of management that you had. Oh, Johnny's in. Didn't see Johnny. Oh, Johnny, when did you get in here, mate? Didn't see you.
I've been here about 10 minutes.
No, you haven't, have you?
I have.
Have you?
In fact, I came via the StreamYard, and then I said you were stood. I was waving.
Oh, you know what it is? It's because my camera is sat. This camera here is sat right in front of the slot where your face is. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you there, buddy.
Don't worry. So then I went out and then came back in through the StreamYard link. See if that made any difference.
The only thing that would have made a difference, mate, is if I was awake. It's just it's too early in the morning, but we got to go live. We got to go early. We've got big plans today. Big plans. Johnny, look at you, mate. You look fantastic. You look Tottenham through and through. Not like some fans, who don't want to be Tottenham until we die anymore. They want to be Tottenham until we cry.
Honestly, mate, I came out last night. I didn't know. I was absolutely rated. I had to do my video 4 times, right? Because every time I was coming out, there was something else was kicking off. One guy was going down and shouting, "This club is fucked. We're never going to be back again." And I'm trying to do
club. Decent club. Was he doing the club zone, was he?
He was going absolutely mental. He was screaming so much I couldn't concentrate. There was fights breaking out. There was people offering each other out inside the stadium. Even the Tunnel Club was getting leery, right? It was, And I felt their pain.
Was there arguments inside the Tunnel Club?
There was arguments. There was people shouting out to Tudor, "Put on Richie. Are you blind?
In the Tunnel Club.
Yeah, they were shouting. Everyone was shouting at him. Richie.
This is the thing about the Tunnel Club. People like my mate Danny Hall, who took me.
Yeah,
done very well for himself in life, but he's still just a Tottenham lad, right? He grew up.
I didn't see him last night.
I think he's sort of lent his ticket out or whatever for a season. I think he's gone playing golf. But anyway, but they're still down to earth people. They're just done well for themselves, haven't they?
Yeah. Well,
but Was Gus Poyet in there? Was there any? Who'd you meet?
No, I saw Gary Mabbott jabbing up again. Only joking.
Who? Gary Mabbott and who?
I said I saw Gary Mabbott jabbing up in the corner again. I saw Ozzy singing a couple of songs. Yeah, I said hi to Ozzy, and I was speaking to Pat Jennings. Really, I've seen all the others loads of times. I was speaking to Pat Jennings, proper legend. No, I listen. It's an unbelievable experience, that Tunnel Club. I've got to tell you, not my first time in it. I've visited 2 or 3 times, but it's my first time actually as a functioning thing.
Right.
It's certainly a window on the world. I felt like a 12-year-old last night. I got to be honest.
You know what on the stream? I said, I can't wait for Johnny tomorrow. I said, Johnny's like, I don't know I forget how old he is. He's like, I don't know, he's in his 60s. I was like, but he's a child when it comes to Tottenham. I was like, you know the way he elbows the kids out the way at Bournemouth away to get his face in the front to try and get a picture with the players. When it comes to Tottenham, Johnny reverts back to childhood levels.
Yeah, I do.
I can only imagine what he's going to be speaking to people in the Tunnel Club. Gary, Mama, Gary.
No, it was a window in the world, I tell you. And I tell you, the only person that looked happy. So players come in, they sign shirts. All these kids are holding up their shirts. You know, sweet thing. You know, some are just doing it like this, you know, and others like Richie, you know, doing it, you know, talking to the kids, couple. James Maddison, fantastic, looked happy. Berghvall looked like he was going to a funeral.
Berghvall.
You know, the atmosphere. You know, like, look, I'm not saying I'm a body language expert, Sean, but even before they came out, it didn't seem like a joyous squad. I didn't see Micky going up to each of them and say, "Come on, guys, this is it. We got to do it tonight."
I got my Berghvall wig.
Yeah. Yeah. But I there was just something that felt wrong. I was saying as they came out, you know, why so serious? Where's the fist pumping? Where's the come on, guys? You know, like you see at a big game, right? This is a big game.
Palace players like that when they came out.
Pardon?
When the two teams came out in the tunnels beforehand, did the Palace look like they were more
Well, I'll tell you something that concerned me. The referee came out, and the referee seemed really pally with the Palace boys.
Oh, really?
I didn't like that referee, mate. He's like, his demeanor was like, look at me. He's come out, he's going like this with a red card to all the kids. Yeah. Like before the game, like, look at me, look at me. It felt like it was look at me, look at me.
He was so trigger happy with that whistle yesterday.
Oh, mate, honestly, he was warming up in the tunnel, mate, with the red cards and the yellow cards like this with the kids. And
it carried over into the game, mate. Bugsy Malone was howling. There was so much whistling going on last night in the game. It was absolutely insane.
Mate, I hate a referee.
Egg in the pudding with those yellow cards, you know.
But I was concerned that his friendliness to the Palace players before the game, he didn't really interject with the Spurs players. You know, the Palace players were coming out going, all right, you know, shaking his hand. Spurs players couldn't give a shit. Micky van der Ven came out and spat a whole load of water all over the floor in the tunnel. And nice. that was about it. And then, you know, even at half time, when they were waiting to come out, he's interjecting with the players. He was waiting for the Spurs team, right? Didn't realise actually that they'd already gone out.
Yeah. I mean,
he went off, didn't he? The referee left the pitch.
Yeah, because he had more problems with his those whatever. I think the.
Oh no, mate! I said he's gone for a Tom tit. Hey?
Is that what it was? It might have been.
No, I said someone said
access to me. Maybe you can't see him coming out of the tunnel with a bit of tissue paper.
I said to him, no, I shouted. My exact words were, "I hope you're going for a Tom tit, not for a fillet of fish." Nice. I said, "Take your time. Take your time." I mean, he got dogs abuse. I was giving him dogs abuse at the final whistle. I mean, where do you want to start, Sean, with this game? I mean, listen, the Tunnel Club gave me a real insight.
The first goal have you had a chance to see the VAR or the offside goal?
I thought it was offside, right?
So did I initially, yeah. So did I.
Yeah, but when I saw he's like a quarter of a nose off, I sort of laughed and wondered whether it was the letter from the PGMOL that had arrived that morning. But then I soon realised that it was not. I
want to see if I can find the actual picture. wish I did it. Okay. How the fuck? Okay, let me see if I can get this. I don't know if you can. If I can.
VAR is a joke, mate. VAR is a joke.
This one, right? There's no chance. I'm sorry. If you watched it back, the way that they showed the lines before the lines were drawn, his knee was in front of his face. His knee was the most furthest forward thing. Second of all, it was like the ball was the furthest forward thing. Like you could see the lines on where they've cut the grass, right? And I assume they cut the grass pretty much perpendicular to the pitch.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would look odd, wouldn't it, if it was all off a little bit? So you could use the grass to see that the ball, where the ball was kicked, was on the other side of the grass that had been mown, and the Palace player that was receiving the ball, Ismail Sarr, was on the previous line, and his knee was the furthest forward. So, like, as I said a minute ago before you joined, like, first of all, where's the 5 centimeter like room for error, margin of error? So he's got to be at least 6 centimeters.
It's a goal, mate. It's a goal.
It's clearly a goal. Clearly a goal.
When you just said mow the grass, I thought you were talking about the Irish Informer.
Yeah. But where like, what are we supposed to just trust that these lines are drawn correctly? Like this, or like, first of all, it shouldn't take 2.5. It took 2-3 minutes for them to get to it, but they're supposed to be semi-automated, supposed to be done immediately. I genuinely think they want to adjust it a little bit to make a certain outcome happen. Now, that particular one, we were on the right side of it, but it doesn't mean it's okay.
Listen, let me tell you something, right? Look, I've gone on about it. I've got my bee in my bonnet right now. I have had the all season, but right now I'm raging about VAR. We talk about it on Football Inc. And, we got people up in arms about it, and very much so. This is another VAR decision that's absolutely laughable. Okay, I can talk about it because at the end of the day, had that been the deciding factor for Crystal Palace last night in losing a game or not getting the points, I would have had to board it up because I've put my neck on the line as far as VAR, so I've got to swing all ways possible for and against the club. But there was another incident. We saw Sousa take out Manuz, right? He took him out. I knew straight away he was done. He's fallen awkwardly on his shoulder. He got a yellow card. 8 minutes in, he's got the yellow. No talking to, no nothing, straight yellow. About 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, Sousa is running down the flank and he gets absolutely taken out. Really bad challenge.
Yeah.
The referee doesn't give a yellow. Pape Sarr's going, what?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and he gives Pape Sarr a yellow. Couldn't believe that. I mean, that summed up. That just sums up what we're going through at the moment.
How many times? Everyone does that all the time. They do that all the time when they get away. I know it's a rule that you're not allowed to barrage, but didn't someone else get a yellow card later on for also having a crack at the referee?
Yeah, but
it's ridiculous. The referee.
It seems like a free for all on Spurs. The guy has an ego. He was strutting around the pitch, right, going like this to players, and like this is a referee that thinks he's bigger than the game. And he needs to get taken down a peg or two. Listen, I'm not going to say he didn't deserve to go off. Micky van der Ven, absolutely moronic. Sorry. Right, anyone making excuses for Micky van der Ven, I'm sorry, I'm not having it, right?
No excuses, but did the foul start outside the box? Or was it?
What are you doing, mate? Listen, I'm sorry, mate. What are you doing? I'm not even going to entertain it. Right, what are you doing? You're the captain of the team. You're one up. So what? They score a goal. You got Vicario. The problem is they have no confidence in that fucking donut, Vicario.
Yeah, you're right.
The goalkeeper's an absolute donut. So they're having to make extra compensation for his inability. The guy's like, he's coming off at half time, giving it all this, to the coach, mate. Shut the fuck up. Mate, you're useless. Yeah. Where was he in that third goal? He's come. Where are you? You're in no man's land. You're right.
But listen, before that happens though, mate, we also have to talk about the fact that every single team passes through us like Bonnie Blue. Like it's insane. Like it's
Why
not,
is he put Porro?
It's not even difficult, mate. They just thread diagonal balls, and like the players are all ball watching. They are all ball watching.
Mate.
No one's watching the run of the man. It's horrendous. To a man, the midfield is absolutely fucking horrendous.
Mate, I'll tell you right here, right now, this manager is worse than Ange Postecoglou and he's worse than Thomas Frank. You're playing Pedro Porro at right centre-back. What the fuck are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I 100% agree. Well, it's weird though, isn't it? It's we play a back four when we've got the ball, and therefore you're not using Pedro Porro at all in the way that you should use him then. And you're playing a back five when you don't have the ball, and you're asking Archie Gray to play as a right wing back and Pedro Porro to play right side as centre back. It's beyond silly. Also beyond silly, surely, the substitutions that he made when when Van der Ven came off. Like you're taking off Kolo Muani and you're taking off Sousa, and you're bringing on, who was it? Gallagher and Bissouma, was it, that they brought on in that moment?
Yeah, so I'm going, hang on a minute, you're taking, what are you doing, mate? You've got a left side, so he's on a yellow card, right? So fucking what? He's on that left side. What are they going to do now? So what happened? 2 seconds after that, they exposed us down our left-hand side because we got no left back
All three goals came from that side.
Well, what are you doing? I thought Sousa was looking okay. I've got to be honest. I quite liked what I saw of him.
I didn't. I felt like he was a little bit. I felt like the 6-minute yellow card. I was like, oh god, now he can't do anything. Now he's got no wiggle room.
But he still got down the flank. He put a couple of nice balls.
Yeah,
in,
he did. Yeah, right? He did put a good ball in. Yeah,
you know, he's quick. He's quick. He's got pace. Come on, the guy didn't expect to play. He's been thrown in at the deep end. 19-year-old kid.
And then hooked off in 40 minutes. Not fair.
Yeah. Richie gave him a cuddle.
What would you do with Igor Tudor right now, mate?
I told you what I would do.
Exactly.
I think Liverpool is the game. If we are absolutely destroyed at Liverpool, he's got to go. That gives us more or less 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks to get the club in some sort of order. I would say, yeah.
I'm just trying to see if there's any next manager specials to be set.
Let me tell you, he walked straight down the tunnel. Final whistle, straight down.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you another thing. There was a break in play, second half, 3-1 up. He sat down with his arms folded like this, right, on the bench. I look across, and Oliver Glasner is going mental. Yeah, mental. He's 3-1 up. He's telling Klein, I told you to be over here. He's having a go at, who else was he having a go? It was someone on the other side. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Richards. I think it was the guy that came in for Lacroix. And, but can I just have a special mention, please, for a player that I wanted Spurs to sign when he was at Blackburn? Walton is on another level, mate.
Yeah, he completely controlled the game. Ismail Sarr was also an absolute superstar, isn't he? He's a superstar, Ismail Sarr.
Yeah, Dougie Freeman, mate. Dougie Freeman.
Would you take him back?
Of course I'd take Dougie Freeman back, but Dougie Freeman is not leaving Saudi Arabia unless he has complete and utter control at Spurs. And he ain't coming back to work under Johan Lang. Not a
surely
chance.
Johan Lang is going to get the Tommy tack as well.
We saw he's the one that is approached the agency. Who uses a sports agency? Do you not know any? No, because they're all bankers. They're all bankers. Do we know anyone? Do we know anyone in football? No, let's go to a sports agency.
Apparently, according to people on Twitter this morning.
Oh, good. Here we go.
Vinay Venkatesham has been informed that Joe Lewis has the Lewises have got absolutely zero faith in him, and that all decisions have been removed from him. And it was them. It was Matt Butcher and Matt Butcher.
Matt Butcher has been turning up at training.
Apparently, him and Collicott are the people that decided to employ
football people, Sean. Property developer.
This is the thing, though. Like, what would you rather have right now?
Drop me in, mate. I got more clue. Drop me in. Drop you in. I got more clue. Right?
Yeah.
I've done a bit of property.
What would you do though? Okay, so what would you do right now? Right now, would you sack Igor Tudor and say sorry, this ain't working, and sack all of his mates as well?
No, mate, his mates. Let me tell you, honestly, right?
One of his mates hasn't even arrived yet, mate. He's got a work permit. Javicic or whatever his name is, he hasn't even turned up to work yet.
Mate, it's going to be more embarrassing than Heitinger being there for 33 days. He could turn up. He could turn up tomorrow and be gone by Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't, honest to God,
I'm looking at the bench. I looked at the bench and he's got some guy who's, I don't know if it's the set piece coach or whatever, doing all this pointing. Mate, I'm shouting, stop pointing, mate. It's a waste of time. They're not listening to you. And a kid that looks about 21 years of age, like this on his computer, right?
Doing data or whatever.
Doing data, right? And
don't need any data, mate. Don't need any data so that we can tell you what's going on. It's pretty obvious, right? There's no confidence, there's no balance, there's no chemistry, there's no clue, there's no plan, there's no structure, there's no strategy, and there's absolutely no...
Oh, sorry, I forgot this isn't my show. I'm putting up chat.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Mind, mate. You can do the comments if you want.
No,
but who do you bring in if you want to get Igor Tudor sacked? Who do you bring in?
No, if I'm going for a trio, mate. I'm going for a trio. I'm going for Harry, Sherwood, and Jermaine Defoe.
Until the end of the season. 8 games. 8 games left?
9 games.
1 point in it. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do that's gonna be different?
First of all, they'll kick them in the fucking head. They'll shout them. They'll sell them. They'll give it to them real. Jermaine Defoe's done his badges. He's played at the level, right? He'll have some respect. Sherwood has managed, been a long time, and Harry will give it to them straight. But what Harry's great at is he knows the difference between the ones he's got to put his arm round and the ones he's got to kick up the arse. Listen, it can't be worse, Sean. I'm sorry, mate. It cannot be worse than what it is right now. It just can't. It really can't. I hope I've calmed down by the time we do Football Inc. this afternoon because, I was absolutely raging. Honestly.
I went mental in the second half. For about 5 minutes, I went absolutely mental. And then I just had this wave of like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't know. Honestly, Johnny, I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about the championship. I don't know enough about any of the teams that are in the championship to be able to like provide value.
It's a tough league, mate. It's a tough league. And we'll talk about it on Football Inc. later. But I'll tell you something. They've obviously know Tottenham are coming down because now they've extended it to have the top 8 teams in the playoff.
Oh, great.
They obviously think that we might struggle there. We better make it 8 teams, guys.
Do you think Tottenham are the sort of team that are going to win a playoff? I don't.
Not this team. What sort of players are we going to have? I mean, people are moaning about the quality of players. Wait till we're in the championship and the quality of players we have then. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine? I wouldn't mind, Sean, if we had someone like a Dougie Freeman who understands talent. If you look at the players he signed over the last, he's been there 8 years, but just look over the last 4 years of the players he signed. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we would need to be very creative.
Saudi Arabia right now, given that there's a war going on.
No, he's got a fantastic life. He's living in Riyadh. His team look like they're going to get promoted. He's the head of a massive project, getting promoted to the Saudi Premier League. He's got a healthy budget and he will know the right players. He knows a player when he sees one. I mean, he didn't piss around with Adam Walton. I mean, like, I'm not being funny. I'm going on about Adam Walton and Archie Gray, right? And then they say they want 50 million for Archie Gray. I said, well, it's a no-brainer. Go and get Adam Walton. That was January over a year and whatever ago. I'm not a scout, but you can see that Adam Walton had something special about him. The way he got hold of the ball, won the ball back, and just delivered it up front. And Dougie Freeman saw it, paid the money, bang, straight away, 25 million, including the add-ons.
We'll end up with someone like Hayden Hackney, won't we? who people just presume is the same, is going to be. But Hayden Hackney's now 24, 25 years old.
Mate, listen, we're better off going over to Hackney Marshes. It's not about Hayden Hackney. Go to Hackney Marshes and get someone.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, do you think that? I mean, what are we supposed to do in the Liverpool game, mate? If we've now got no Micky van der Ven, thankfully it's only 1 game suspension, right? Because it wasn't aggressive or vicious or whatever. So you got Romero back. Does Romero is it 1 more yellow card he needs or 2 more yellow cards before he gets 2 more? Two more yellow cards and he gets another 2 match ban
before the 32nd game.
Oh, so we'll definitely do that then. We've got 3 games to play.
You know what I'd like to do, Sean? I'd like to do a video. Of the pre-game for Liverpool. Hello, this is Tudor, your captain speaking. I'd like to do a safety announcement before we take the pitch. In the event of emergency, form the position, brace. I mean, because it basically, they will be exiting here, they will be coming in here, here. Yeah.
Your exits to relegation can be found to here, to here, to here.
See, the enemy will be coming from here. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the last. Fixtures. What we got? Tottenham fixtures. Who's next? So we got Liverpool next. Then we've got. I think it's. Let's have a look. Share this screen. And we've got Atletico Madrid first. We've got them in a couple of days. Can Romero play in that game? He can, can't he?
Yeah.
So you got Romero and Micky van der Ven can both play in that game. But would you play Sousa still in that one?
Yeah.
You would. You keep playing Sousa, yeah?
Oh, and what's the point otherwise? We got no left back now.
Couldn't you make the argument to play Micky van der Ven at left back?
Micky van der Ven's banned, mate.
No, not for the Atletico Madrid game.
Oh. No, I think we will play. Does anyone know what happened to Dragusin? Was it his hair bun? What actually happened?
No, I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, but apparently Tudor just. Let's have a look. Where's Dragusin? Dragusin injury.
Dislocated hair bun, I reckon.
He's got a small injury. Apparently, a small injury. Doesn't say what.
Yeah. For me, look. See these jokers that turned up last night? You watched them turn up in Madrid, putting themselves in the shop window.
Is that just an unnecessary distraction right now?
No. For that, not for the players. For us, but not for those players. You watch those players turn up. You watch those players turn up. Of course, you watch them. They'll all turn up. What's name's touch and go? Spence, but
what's up with his calf muscle? Is he all right?
Yeah, no, still touch and go. Liverpool's probably more likely, but
he's not been any good recently either of those. He doesn't.
No, he's been injured, mate. He was injured. Came back from an injury, and they sent him on a cross-country run. Who does pre-season training? Who turns around and says the players are knackered, the players are really tired, we're down to our bare bones, we got to manage them? I know what I'll do. I'll send them on an exhausting cross-country run. And that's how we ended up getting a calf injury. So
imagine you've got you
can't write this shit, honestly.
He gives the club give the players 5 days off, right? So they bring in Igor Tudor, and then Igor Tudor's only got 4 days before the Arsenal game. He decides to get them fitness training. Did you see Pedro Porro losing his shit? He must have seen it when he came off, right? He was angry as hell. Did you see that?
Did I see it? Hang on a second.
You got a great video, I bet, have you? Yeah.
I have. Can you play my Twitter?
Yeah.
Go on. If you get my Twitter up, you will see it, my friend.
Oh, you go. Oh, what a great view, mate. What a great view. Who's he having a shout at? Let's have a look.
Put it on the screen, mate.
Yeah. There we go. What's he angry? He's
Watch
so
this.
angry.
He's still going.
Mariana. Who's he shouting at? The fourth official.
Click on the actual video. It'll get bigger.
Well, who's he angry at though?
Fuck knows.
Mariana.
Some view, innit?
Amazing. Did you have your camera up the entire time? I bet you got some great footage.
No, I did, but not all the time. But there wasn't much to see, mate.
Is that geezer, the bald guy? Is that the guy?
He's the guy that sat. No. He was there as well. That's him. Yeah. That's his brother-in-law.
He's still at the fucking club.
Still
the
there.
player liaison officer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's his name? That's Daniel Levy's sister's husband, yeah?
Yeah. No, Daniel Levy's second wife's brother.
Okay. How's he still at the football club?
Daniel Levy ran off with his secretary, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Didn't think he'd have it in him. Too busy looking at the abacus.
Hey, he's a horny midget. What can you do?
How tall is he? How tall is Daniel Levy?
Oh, mate, he's quite short for his height. He's about
Alan Dixon, yeah.
5'5". Yeah. Dixie Dean.
So what was Pedro Porro angry about? Did you figure it out?
Well, if only he had that anger on the pitch. But the official telling him to go, I think it was just some of the decisions, mate. Some of the decisions were an absolute joke. Absolute joke. That's my rank coming out. Listen to that, mate. I mean, honestly.
Completely killed this club. What have they done to us? What have they done? Honestly, captain implodes, gets himself sent off. I do this every week. I go through this. I put myself through this every week, like all these other fans there. For what? We show more heart and more passion. When Micky got sent off, I mean, what the hell is he doing there? We're 1-0 up. What are you doing pulling the guy back? What are you doing getting yourself sent off? And then they just implode. 2 minutes, they've imploded, right? Completely given up the ghost. We got fans fighting each other in the stands, right? The toxicity. Fans booing before half-time, fans leaving before half-time. This ain't the club. This is not the club that I started supporting. It's gone to absolute pieces. Relegation is 100% real now. And anyone who thinks it ain't is living in fucking cloud cuckoo land. It's as simple as that, mate. It's honestly, it's a fucking joke. He's absolutely clueless, Tudor. 3 games on the trot. No wins in 2026. None.
Mate, that's the other thing, right? It's three. Have we won the last London derby we won was Palace in December. Right. Before that.
I'll give you a stat, Sean. Wolves have won more games at home this week, as many as Spurs have won since April 2025.
God, Jesus Christ. Do you know what, mate? You know what's worse, right? I'm not even sure if we're going to finish 18th. We might finish 19th. It's only 10 points. Burnley might be able to find 10 points. Wolves might be able to find. We might finish rock fucking bottom, mate. Wolves are playing some decent football. Can you imagine?
Wolves. Listen, Rob Edwards is a good manager. I said that to you as soon as he left Borough. Yeah. He must. He hasn't gone for the glory because he wanted the glory. He would have stayed at Middlesbrough. He's gone to Wolves. He's taken him a few games. He's lost Strand Larson. He's got Yao Gomez playing as Yao Gomez and Andre should be playing. He's got them back to their form. He's got them fighting. And, look, draw against Arsenal, beating Aston Villa and beating Liverpool. I mean, 3 unbelievable results. Yeah. And Spurs have got to go there, Sean. We ain't going to get anything out of that.
We've lost 5 on the bounce. I think it's 6 on the bounce, isn't it?
We've lost six on the bounce. Hang on, let me just check. I had some stats somewhere. Hang on.
We lost Fulham, we've lost Palace, we lost Arsenal, we lost Newcastle, we lost Man United. We drew against City 2-2.
Well, here's one. Spurs have failed to win in 11 league games for the first time since 1975. Yeah.
Wow. So even this season when we got relegated, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
Out of form.
Yeah. Shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. Shocking performance.
It's
absolutely
so bad,
shocking.
isn't it? So bad.
Yeah.
Do you remember
12 points out of possible 60?
10th of January. The 10th of January, I remember talking to you saying, well, that's it. The season's done. FA Cup's over. Season's over in January. Season isn't over, but it's not over for the wrong reasons. It's mental.
Listen, I just think that, when you keep... Look, Martin Jol was the last manager to lose 3 on the trot back in 2004. I don't remember a manager losing 4 on the trot. I don't know how far we'd have to go back for that to happen. But, oh God, when was the last time we lost 5 matches on the trot? I don't remember.
Not for... I don't think I can't remember ever seeing the form like that, mate. I cannot remember ever seeing the form like this. No. 5 L's on the bounce. Absolutely insane. And to top it all off, the last point we got was against the one team you didn't really want to get a point against. If you either win or lose, but don't, because that was Manchester City. So not only have we the only team we've turned up against in any sort of way, shape, or form was against the team that's helped our arch rivals win the league.
Yeah, we've helped them. We've helped them win the league. Listen, Spurs are bottom of the league table for 2026. Fewest wins, most goals conceded, and the worst goal difference. And we've got 4 points. And two of those points, Sean, 2 of those points came in literally last-minute goals. Otherwise, we would have only 2 points. I think it was Burnley and Newcastle. Last-minute goals. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have had that. It's an absolute and utter shambles. And when you look at how we're playing right now, you just can't see where anything's coming from. The players look beaten. As I said to you, when they came out of that tunnel, they didn't look like they had any fight. I didn't see any determination on their faces. And we started that manner. I mean, Vicario had to make a save after about a minute. We could have gone down. We looked right from the very off. We looked like we were a beaten team.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, mate. Listen, like I say, I gave up yesterday. I was so despondent, so sort of withdrawn from it. Lubo, big up to you, mate. I didn't hear the ding. How long were you waiting in the background for?
He just come in.
Oh, okay, cool. I normally hear the ding and I haven't heard any. Before I come to you, Lubo, let me just do these super chats, my man. Give me 2 seconds. I forgot to do them earlier on when Johnny first came in. Georgie, Jeff, come on, you Spurs. Was futures bright? Big up to you, my man. He's putting a super sticker. Choo choo to you, buddy. Choo choo to you, mate. Hope you're well. Thanks so much, bud. Luke Wardle, big up to you. Says one more in our last 17 games. One more in our last 17 European games than the last 48 Premier League games. Disgraceful. He said disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
Big up to you, mate. We've got that to look forward to on Tuesday. You boys are flying out, aren't you? Were you flying out in a couple of days?
I'm going out Monday.
And I'm out Tuesday morning.
Wow. When are you flying back?
Wednesday.
My flight gets back in 10 to 3 Wednesday morning.
Are you flying in and out straight? Bing, bang, bong.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you doing that with options, whether it's called
sports
options?
Yeah.
How much was that flight?
$3.59.
It's not too bad. Waiting to Luton.
I paid the same. I paid the same going out of Heathrow. I'm going for 3 days. I want to make a whole time of it. I want to really enjoy every moment of the loss.
We might go and win over there. We might go and win. Let me quickly finish these off, and I'll get the voice take 1 second. Justin Lillywhite, big up to you. Says last night I saw you break down in real time. Yeah, I literally went from fury and anger to spitting feathers, apologizing for swearing so much, and then I just went, can't do this anymore. Can't do it. Big up to you, Justice. Sorry if the show was poor. But yeah, just took the jam right out of my donut. Morning, Sean, says Sean Hurl. Big up to you, Shawnee. He says shades of 77 here, but we were near the bottom all that season and had better players. Club led by clowns. Grim days. I'm not sure who's leading what at the moment. I don't know who's leading it. Like I say, there's people on Twitter this morning that are saying that Vinay's been completely blackballed by Collicott and Matthew and Butcher, and that they've said to Vinay that there's absolutely zero support left. I don't know if this guy's
Collicott, another genius,
another bean counter, right?
You missed it. I'm just going to say sorry, Sean. I was just going to say, Lube. Sorry, it sounds like. I'm just saying, Ian, that they're going to get rid of the guy who is the only one who has a reasonable football background, and he's been taken over by Collicott and Boucher, who have absolutely none, and leave in charge Johan Lang. I mean, what is going on? What is going on? They are sinking the ship. It's like the Titanic's going down, and they're giving it to one of the passengers. We can't find a captain's useless. Passenger, you take over.
Does anyone know how to spin a wheel? Does anyone know how to do this?
That's basically it.
Mental.
Basically
mental. Just super quick. Alexander Johnston, big up to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed for the Australian money. Big up to the Aussies. You've forgiven me, have you, Australia? You've forgiven me for my rant about Ange Postecoglou. Oh, listen, mate, listen. I might have got them 17th, but they still have Premier League, mate. Now that I've gone, look what happened. They're playing Championship football. I was right, mate. I was right. I told them. They didn't listen. Big up to you, Alex, mate. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. And Tall Tart, better than a short tart. Big up to you, Tall Tart. Sack him now, or we've got no chance. No chance. I don't even got any chance anyway. Lubo, what you saying, mate? What you saying?
What am I saying? Jesus. I think
Jesus can't even help us, mate. Forget Jesus. He's busy.
He's going to score against us in a couple of weeks.
I mean, sort of just sort of flicking through quickly, last night and where I'm up to this morning, because I've sort of changed my stance a bit on how we go forward now.
Flip-flopping.
Strange system and where he was putting players last night. When I saw the 11 that he picked, for me that looked a natural back four with Porro, Danso, Van der Ven and Sousa as your back four. You know, you're playing round pegs in round holes. You play Polinia and Gray in front, and you play Moani and Tel either side of Sarr with Solanke up front. To me, that had 4-2-3-1 written all over it. To put Porro where he put, to put Gray where he put, although I can honestly, I think I've seen so many comments. Even Ali Gold was saying like Gray was our best player last night.
Yeah, he was our best player last night.
And that was the only positive, was that he's starting now to come through in a really poor side, being played all over the place. But forget putting him to one side. We're in the game at 1-0. We're in the game. Had Micky not pulled him back and the guy and Sarr put that away for 1-1, we're still in the game. That was a real bozo moment. This is our captain. This is someone who hasn't given a shit for the last few weeks. Treated Frank like something off the bottom of his shoe. If he's checked out, he's checked out. Fuck off, Micky. Don't play him again this season. I don't want to see him in a Spurs shirt. If this is his attitude now, he can go and sling his hook. I really don't care. I don't care. He thinks he's too big for us. You saw what Sarr did to him on a 1-to-1 when he was up against somebody in terms of tackling and not sprinting back to make a clearance. I'm sorry. The guy's got too big for his boots. He thinks he's better than he is. He can go and sling his hook, take a big hit, take a big amount of money and sling him out. Not interested. And that goes for most of these players. They think they're too good to go down. You know, I sat lower tier last night. I was right behind Porro when he chucked the bottle of water on the floor as he sat down after being subbed. Where's that fight on the pitch? Where's that happening on the pitch?
He fights with his teammates. He just screams and shouts at his teammates because his teammates have a crack at him. But why is he playing right-sided centre-back when we're out of possession?
Listen,
and to make it worse, when we're in possession, he's asked to play right-back. Like, no, let him play right wing back in possession. If you're going to play a back five, at least let him get forward. But you don't. It's mental. Like, Igor Tudor for me is a head scratcher, bro. Like a real head scratcher.
I don't understand it. What I did the same as anybody else. Someone said to me when he was appointed, "What do you know about Tudor? Are you happy with it?" I said, "I've got no idea."
Same.
All I did was read up on what he'd done previously. Personally, when we're on our show on the Monday night, first Monday in Jan, I think it was Sean's, I was asked, who would you put in? You know, if Frank's going to go, who would you put in? I said Redknapp with Carrick. Carrick, obviously, as we know, went soon after. I then said Redknapp and Defoe. I think we're at the stage now, after having lost 5 on the spin and 4 points out of 33 and 12 points from 20 matches, that I don't think an interim is what we need now, to be honest. And you know, if you're going to bring an interim in, if you're going to bring Harry in, who's not managed for 8.5 years, you're going to bring Sherwood in, who's not managed for 11 years. I think.
Sorry, but this is the Tim Sherwood who said before the job was up for was gone to Tudor. Of course, I want the job. Of course, I do a good job. I always have. And then as soon as Igor Tudor got it, he goes, "I don't know why he's gone there. It's a lose-lose situation."
Yeah. So for me to have an interim in, I've heard it described, it's nostalgia. We're looking at it thinking, well, who else could we get in at this stage? For me, I would put the Poch project on pause for the moment, and I would go out to Hungary and go and get Robbie Keane, who I'm sure would take the job, and get him in on a full-time basis. And I think that's what we're in such shit now that I don't think we can afford to wait, afford to try and get ourselves out with an interim. We need someone who is managing now at a decent level, not relying on somebody who did a really good job for us but hasn't managed for many, many years. I think the situation now is that desperate after last night. Well, after the last few days, I don't think any of us expected anything from Arsenal. I expected a point on. I really thought they'd come out and roll their sleeves up.
Same.
And I thought Tudor would go in there and shake it up. But you know what? These players, I don't know what they need. They didn't pull that out. Obviously,
it doesn't feel like they react to a kick up the arse. It doesn't feel like they react to the carrot or the stick.
No.
So they're just so without confidence. Like they just hate. I think they just hate their existence right now. They all want out.
Yeah, they just want out.
And they all probably think that it's easier for them to get out if the club goes down.
Yeah,
they all probably think that there'll be the exit opportunity is more likely to get out of this club if we go down than if we stay up.
I must say, do they not think there are scouts, there are recruitment teams, there are managers all over the world looking at what's going on? This is Spurs is high profile, looking at what's going on, looking at the players, watching the videos, watching how these players are playing, and thinking, do you know what? Maybe he's not quite as good as he thinks he is.
Mate, that's why.
Or we thought he was.
Lugo, that's why.
They're doing themselves up here. Sorry, Johnny.
Lugo, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say that is why on Tuesday they will all turn up, mate. I said it in my video. They will all turn up on Tuesday because they have a future to play for. That's in the shop window. Yeah, we are a shit club. Look, everyone who comes to Spurs is shit. The manager's shit. It's the whole toxicity of the club. I'm all right, Jack. Look how I can perform on the big stage. You'll see Porro, Micky van der Ven, Cuti Romero, all of them. They'll all turn up and suddenly be a different team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we won't get beat. I'm just saying the performances, you'll see a marked improvement.
What is the 11 you'd play on Tuesday, given that Romero, Van der Ven can all play?
Well, it depends on whether Jed Spence is back, I'll be honest with you. Or Destiny is back.
If he's back, would you play him?
Yeah.
You do back four? You'd go what? Jed Spence?
No,
Romero,
he's not going to play. Look, the guy's not going to play a back four. We can say what we'd like to do all day long, but he's not going to play a back four, is he?
But it feels like we play with the back. It's like on the ball and off the ball. On the ball we play a back four. Off the ball we play a back five. Right?
The difference is though, if you play a back three with Danso, Micky van der Ven, and
Romero.
Cuti Romero,
you've got a passing. You've got a passing centre back.
Right, you got passing centre back, but you can dovetail between the two going forward. We all know that Romero likes to go forward, and we can cover. We know that Micky likes to roam forward. We can cover. Then you got Paulinho. Pardon?
I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play Van der Ven.
Yeah,
His heart's not in it. He can fuck off.
Right, yeah, but mate, I'm not into self-harming right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into self-harming. I want him to fuck off because his heart's not in it. I totally agree with you, Luke. Right, but I, for me, you're asking me what team to win. Look, I just want to carry on winning. Right?
Yeah, if you're going to take that approach with Micky Van der Ven, you should take that approach with Christian Romero as well. But we can't needs must right now. And I'd actually like to
cut off my nose to spite my face.
I'd actually like to see a back three with. It'd be interesting to see a back three with 3 fully fit centre backs. Romero, who can pass the ball, and maybe he's got some sort of medicine inside of him, some like a point to prove. I doubt it, but I hope. Micky Van der Ven, even though I haven't seen Micky Van der Ven ever put in a good shift as a left-sided centre back in a 3. I don't think he understands the positional game. I don't know whether he thinks he should be going out to attack the fullback or staying deep because he sits in no man's land. I think his positional sense in the back 3 is atrocious. But on paper, Micky Van der Ven, Danzo in the middle, or Romero in the middle, Danzo on the right, Pedro Porro actually playing as a right wing back, Jed Spence or Sousa, whatever, playing as a left wing back, allowing them to get forward, a midfield 2 of Polinia and Conor Gallagher, or Archie Gray if you want to keep him in there, and then up top, you pick 3.
I'm playing Richie, mate. I'm playing Richie.
Yeah,
Mwani, fuck off, Mwani. Yeah. You know?
So what? So Richie. So almost like a 3-4-1-2. Would you play Xavi Simons? I mean, he got dropped yesterday. Will he be back?
His body language. If we're talking body language, Xavi Simons' body language was absolutely shocking. Shocking coming out. Shocking in the warm up. Shocking going back in the tunnel. And even when he was called to come on, I was going, "Oh, look at you! Yeah, you really want to come on? Look at him."
Because he's always had it so easy, right? He's been treated like a boy wonder ever since he was 12 years old. And he said, I wanted to come to Tottenham because Thomas Frank said I wasn't the finished article. And I liked hearing that. I've always heard people blow smoke up my arse, essentially.
Thomas Frank was right, wasn't it?
Right, absolutely. But it's talk is cheap from the recipient side. He's like, I liked hearing that. I do want to get better. Well, he doesn't look like he's up for the fight. Or sometimes he does. Sometimes he looks like he wants to drive with the ball. But I think other times he throws his hands up in frustration, desperation all the time. You just need to put all that bollocks to one side and go, fucking, we're in this fucking mess. It's not just because the club is run by donuts. It's because we're not performing on the pitch. If we're supposed to be good players, find it amongst yourselves. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like any of them care enough. None of them want to be here. And so none of them are really like, you just need someone to go, lads, for fuck's sake. This looks just as bad on us as it does on the football club. Like, do you want to be the player that was part of the team that got Tottenham relegated? Fucking hell. Like, man up. Like, let's have some fucking chemistry. Let's go out for a fucking game of bowling. Let's do some paintball. Whatever. Just do something. Like, have a reason to try to turn the energy because it feels like it's so toxic in everywhere you look, every nook and cranny of that football club. It looks like, first of all, people don't know what they're doing. People don't want to be there. People are scared to make decisions. Every decision they do make is a bad one. And confidence breeds confidence, but you need something, Johnny. You need something to be able to motivate and inspire.
But do you know what? You know when you've watched big games on the television, right? And the players have come out and they pan along through all the players, and they get to the end of or whether it's the national anthem or whatever, and the captain looks down the line at all these players and he goes, "Come on, lads, come on, let's," right? None of that last night. None of it. They walked out like they were going to their funeral, right? With, like, honestly, miserable. And we started that slowly. We started that badly. I mean, they could have been ahead. They could have been ahead 1-0.
30 seconds. That
30 seconds. Well, that's what I said, within a minute, right? Yeah. That is 30 seconds. But within a minute, we could have been 1 down. And let's be honest, with for some reason, a nose is offside. We could have been 2-0 down. We couldn't get hold of the ball. And the only reason we had the ball in the second half, to all the people that were messaging me saying, "Oh, we did a lot better in the second half." No, they just sat back, have the ball. We'll play counter-attacking football. You knock yourselves out, boys. They didn't care. It was easy. It was easy for them.
Yeah. Yeah. What about so do you think we're going to get past that Atletico Madrid, boys? Or do you think we'll at least come back to the lane with something to fight for?
Yeah, I do think we'll come back to the lane. But you can bet your bottom dollar that our man Lookman will contribute a goal or something.
Oh yeah.
We know it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Johnson didn't, thankfully, last night.
No, he was too busy waving to the crowd.
3-1 down, and the Tottenham fans, the Tottenham, when the Palace fans were singing "Sit down if you're going down," and we stayed seating. The only time we got out of our seat was to applaud Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? It was weak lunch, that isn't it? It's proper. That's a proper like. I don't know.
Sean, can I pivot slightly subject-wise? And I just want to read out a great tweet that I read this morning from a Spurs fan from the Hearts. He put, "Do you know what the saddest thing about Tottenham and our collapse is? It's how it's literally self-inflicted. We've seen big clubs go down due to financial hardship, sanctions for breaking rules, or simply just not being good enough because they haven't got the muscle to do so. But with Tottenham, this is basically a choice of the owners to relegate the club. For a club to be in such a strong financial position, to be in a position to spend 200 million on players and have it not affect our PSR, only to choose to spend just 13 million when we are staring at relegation with the worst injury crisis we've ever seen at Tottenham, is nothing short of criminal negligence. There are plenty of people to blame, but the blame is no doubt at the feet of Daniel Levy, Enoch, Lewis family, Charrington, Lang and Vinay for the mess we are in and the fact we are about to be relegated. They need to sell up and the entire board needs clearing out if we are to move forward as a club. Football needs putting first again, not profits, not Formula One go-karting, not concerts, not NFL, not boxing events, but football. They need to sell up and we need owners in who will put football at the front of everything." I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that you mentioned Daniel Levy first.
I think you got to get over that, Sean. I think
you got to get over that.
I think you can see. I think you can see the part that he's played in all this now.
I can also see the part where he got us to in the first place.
Well, where did we get to?
They took away. They removed the guy they thought was the problem. They removed the guy they thought was the problem, but in fact, he was the guy probably holding the whole pack of cards up because they've ripped him out without actually having a handover plan. They've had no plan for succession for that. They had no plan of succession for Frank. They've had no plan of succession for Brennan Johnson, no plan of succession for Harry Kane, no plan of succession for Heung Min. The club is absolutely toast, mate. I've never known it this bad, Lubo, and that goes back to 76, mate. This is worse. I feel this is worse than 76. I don't know why. It just feels worse.
Well, it's current, and the memory banks aren't. The memory is not as vivid as it used to be.
How old were you guys?
Berghvall, you know, the general came in, and I had faith that he would get us back, and he did.
I remember, Johnny. I remember looking at Pat Jennings as he picked the ball out of the net.
Saw him last night, actually.
Yeah,
saw him last night.
As he picked the ball out of the net for the 8th time at Derby in October 76.
8-2.
Yeah,
8-2.
Wait, on the 3-2 at half time.
Were you both there?
Yeah.
I was there.
Have you guys known each other, by the way?
No, we didn't know each other then. Steve Perriman had got a goal just before half time, and I thought, we're back in this, boys. We're back in this. 3-2. And then the walk of shame down Coronation Street at the baseball ground.
The day at Main Road when we got relegated, May the 7th, when we lost 5-0, there was a feeling of helplessness. I
was in the Kipax that day.
I wasn't in the Kipax. I was with the Spurs fans, but
well, like the side of the Kipax, you know what I mean.
And it was just one of those. And I remember sitting in the Midland Hotel in Manchester that night with friends, and the City fans there were taking the piss, and United fans were like standing up for me, and it all nearly went off. It was mad, and it was just one of those. It was just one of those seasons where we survived 2 years previously. 76, 75, 76 was one of those very average years. We were in mid-table, I think, the whole season. And then 76, 77, it all went pear-shaped. And I think the biggest crime regarding this season,
better then than it is now, though.
I think the biggest crime, what we didn't have last time that we had this time, Sean, is that last season we lost 22 league matches. Under normal circumstances, that would have meant relegation. But nobody at the board actually said, you know what, we got lucky because this was a relegation season in all but name, because the bottom three were so bad.
Yeah.
And Jesus, that should have been a real wake-up call. And it wasn't. It wasn't. And they've just gone from one disaster to another.
After the Everton game, when we won 3-0 at Everton, we were third in the league, weren't we?
We had 17 points from 9 games. I was saying with my pal Brad in the car on the way home.
The last 20 games.
12 points.
From 20 games.
Was it 2 wins or 3 wins? 2 wins? 2 wins, 6 draws, 12 defeats, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a collapse. Sean, it's an actual collapse.
Well, it's death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it? Really, it's like it's been a slow decline. But I'm trying to think, because I don't have people say this squad is the worst squad we've ever had. Is it the worst squad we've ever had, or is it just the worst available players we've ever had for such a long period of time?
Worst available players, worst organisation from top to bottom, a director of football who is clueless, and they removed the guy that was the glue holding it all together, whether you like him or not. He was the glue holding it together at the time. They removed him. They thought they could do a better job. And the truth is, they brought in people who have no idea how to run a football club.
Well, what's happened, Johnny, is it's gone from a double horrendous situation to a quadruple horrendous situation with Levy going. That's basically what's happened.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
Well, I don't understand. Like, if they thought Daniel Levy was the guy that was, too powerful, too many fingers and too many pies, restricting the bottleneck of his bandwidth, restricting his ability to hold multiple negotiations at multiple times because he has to be involved in everything, and the people that they bring in to fill the void, well, let's be honest, as a communications guy, it wasn't like Daniel Levy ever communicated very well. A marketing person, not like Tottenham ever struggled to market themselves. They always marketed the various, like events or whatever very well, because this is why the stadium's so full all the time for everything. So like the people that they brought in at boardroom level to cover for his absences were not footballing level stuff either anyway. So like you just brought in more people that are suits that are not really focused on the footballing side anyway. So I don't understand why you layered all these. You've gone from like a very vertical hierarchical structure to a completely horizontal one. So you haven't anyway filled the gaps in the footballing side.
Correct. What you needed, Sean, was to replace Levy. You needed someone at his level who is a football person.
Yeah.
Who knows the game, who knows how to negotiate, who's got the relationships with the other chairmen, etc., and managers. And someone who can run the football side properly, because the football side has never been run properly. We've got lucky several times over the last 25 years. But I go back to Sugar days as well, since Venables left. It hasn't changed. It hasn't really changed in 32 years, 33 years. So, as I say,
how much of an impact do we have to place on? Because I do think that we like when you look at the overall squad, right? If you have a fully fit squad, not that anyone's squad is particularly fully fit at any one particular point in time, but we've had an extensive amount of injuries. How much of our predicament is because of just our talent that isn't available? Like no Decky, no Maddison, no Solanke for large periods, no Richalison for large periods, no Romero, Van der Ven in years gone by for large periods of time. Like we've had a horrendous. I know we still have.
No one could cope with that, Sean. I think
no one can, right?
No one.
And if you compare our teams in like the 90s, when you had Stuart Nethercotts and David Howells and these sorts of guys, right? Jason Dazels and Colin Calderwoods, like those guys.
Samways, I know.
Vinny Samways and Ronnie Rocket, like these guys were not. I mean, I know Lubo just Ronnie. Don't you speak ill of my Ronnie Rocket?
Yeah,
Head down, Ronnie.
Remember that hat trick at Southampton?
I do remember that hat trick. Yeah.
Head down, Ronnie. Listen,
Yeah.
look, the thing is, could you imagine Arsenal without Odegaard, Rice, Gabriel, Saliba, Goykeret? I mean, just take out 6 of their top players. Don't take out 12. Just take out 6, and you'll see how badly they would be affected. And yet we are. Look, I'm not going to say this is the worst team because I don't believe it is the worst team that we've ever had. I don't believe that. I believe we've had incredibly bad luck, but the luck has been reinforced by the fact that our medical department is in is a carnage show, and I don't know. It's embarrassing.
Have we ever had as bad a goalkeeper, all-round goalkeeper?
Let me tell you something. Pat Jennings. I wanted to say to Pat Jennings last night, you know, how shit is the keeper? And I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to go down that route. But I reckon Pat Jennings could have caught that fucking ball to the 3rd goal. I mean, he was in no man's.
Nail on the head, Johnny, when you said earlier that part of the reason why Micky van der Ven does what he does in that bozo moment is because in the back of his mind, he knows he's got no confidence that Vicario is going to preempt it and come out and claim.
Correct. And he didn't for the 3rd.
Didn't for the 3rd either.
No.
Yeah, and get nutmegged. Gets nutmegged by Sarr again.
The other thing also was that with the Van der Ven incident, Sarr had made a heavy touch. He didn't control it.
No,
the ball was running.
I think they on review. I'm not making excuses here because I think it's fine. Like it was a shit show. But I do think that the foul started outside the area, and I also think that you've seen goalkeepers take people out, and if the ball is going away from goal, or if it's not an imminent goal scoring situation, the goalkeeper doesn't get the red card. So I feel like on review, the VAR could have looked at that and said, well, Sarr wasn't going to get to that. So Micky van der Ven maybe gets a yellow. Should have been outside the box because the foul started fucking 2 yards outside the box.
Sean, I think the fact that Micky didn't make an attempt to win the ball went against him, and that's
good point.
And that's the point. And that's the
can I make a
difference in the rules?
Can I just say, Sean, I wanted to be in your studio last night, sat with you when that penalty was coming up, because I was stood there and I was shouting, "Don't bother, guys!
I already gave them a goal. I already put the goal up. I might as well put that up there now. Save me time.
Shut up, mate. There we go. Guy was going, shut up, mate. Says, I'll put a bet. Anyone want to take a bet right now? He dives the wrong way. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
The law of averages would suggest that in the 40 penalties that he's faced in his career, he would guess the right way at least maybe 6 or 7. If he just closed his eyes and just dived, you'd think he would guess
he's
the right
never
way
gone the right way. Ever.
Never.
He's never gone the right way. I'd love to play him at poker. He must have the most obvious tell.
It's just beyond belief. I mean, what do you do all day? I mean, seriously, you're a fucking goalkeeper. I mean, dive the right way and not quite get
every
there.
time.
Dive over it, fine.
You think you might as well just wait until he kicks it and then dive, just so that for once we can go, oh, he kind of got close. Got close. But he literally just goes, you want to go that way? Okay, cool. I'll go this way. I'll go that way.
Sure. I mocked the tree. Right? I mocked the tree. Tell it all going down like this. Right? Bring back the tree for the penalties. Every time, mate. It's embarrassing. You're the goalkeeper. And it was terrible. It was a terrible dive. It was like
I don't know what it was. But I literally clicked up. I was like, I'm going to give Crystal Palace the goal now because we know what's going to happen. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then the substitutions. We spoke about this already. Lubo, did you think that it was right to take off Sousa and Kolo Muani?
Yes, I had no problem with the substitutions. I thought, firstly, you're down to 10 men. I thought it was a bit too big an occasion then for Sousa on a yellow card. He needed runners as well. He needed players that were going to cover the ground, not give up, players that you could trust to do that. First of all, you were taking Paulinho out of the midfield, so you've got to bring in a midfield player to replace him. So that's where Bissouma came in, and you're going to get far more coverage around the pitch from Gallagher with 10 men than you would with Mwani. So for me, I had no problem with those two substitutions for those reasons. What I did have the problem with was playing Porro at right side of a 3. I thought it was nonsensical, just madness.
Absolute madness, mate. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. Listen, I thought Archie Gray played fairly well though. You know, it's the best of a bad bunch. He's the only. I mean, the way that he wriggled out of those 2 men on him. And by the way, that's the other thing that pissed me off. Every time we got the ball last night, every time we had the ball, the player, whoever had it, they'd have 2 Crystal Palace players on us, and yet this was before the sending off as well as after the sending off. They'd have 2 or 3 men on us. Sometimes we'd find a way to wriggle out of it, pass the ball, and then there'd be 2 men on the next player. Like, there has to be a deficiency. There has to be a gap somewhere, but we don't move the ball fast enough. I remember at one point we spread down the right-hand side. We get the ball to Archie Gray. I think he decides to pull it back to Pedro Porro. And by that point, Crystal Palace have got back. Like, they either got super fitness, superhuman fitness, where their stamina levels are just insane, or Tottenham. You'd never see Tottenham doing that. You'd never ever see Tottenham doubling up on players and then allow, like, when the ball gets shepherded over the other side of the park, you'd be able to get across to that as well. The stamina levels are not the same at Tottenham Hotspur as they are everywhere.
There's no one making runs. That's been the problem. If you think there've been so many times this season, Romero gets a lot of stick for holding on to the ball. But what are you meant to do if people don't make a run for you? And this has been a massive, massive problem.
The only person making a run was the referee last night.
I wasn't overly impressed with it. I mean, Porro got whacked twice in 30 seconds. He didn't get a free kick either time. The ref just waved play on. It was literally in front of me. It was
the referee was about himself last night, Ian. And I was saying, you probably missed it at the beginning. In the tunnel, he's shaking hands with all the Palace players. I mean, like, you know,
the referee set his cards out very early, literally and metaphorically.
Literally,
he was blowing through every chance he possibly got. Gave that yellow. I mean, it was a yellow card for Sousa. It was a horrendous challenge, but the yellow card that he gave to Pape Sarr for doing this, like, I mean,
after Sousa got taken out.
After Sousa got taken out, you see that 20 times a game. You see everyone doing it. You see the linesmen. You see the people on the bench doing it. If we're going to enforce that law, you have to enforce it entirely. But the fact that he decided to give Pape Sarr the yellow card and not whoever the player was who took him out is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. You know,
everything is funny when you're playing badly and you're losing games and you're down near the bottom. It's, you know, we've seen it for years, haven't we? The teams at the top seem to get the decisions, and the teams at the bottom.
But it's be going. You know what, Ian? You're right. But let me tell you something. I've had a bee in my bonnet about the decisions that have been being made for weeks now, and it's just reared its head. And I'm not just talking about Spurs here. I'm talking about there's been so many horrific decisions in the last few weeks that it's getting worse and worse and worse. And what the PGMOL doing, they're looking at, you know, reducing a throw-in to 5 seconds, reducing this. They need to look at the rules of the game and how they're being interpreted by each different person. That goal last night for them should not have been ruled out. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. And had that goal been ruled out for us, we would have been up in arms. I've got to have balance here. We were lucky. It could have easily been 1-0 down. You know.
Johnny, I was right in line with the pass, literally right in line. And I said at the time, it's never offside in a million years. And they said his head was offside. Well, sorry. I
thought it was offside initially, but I was... the problem is with that tunnel club, you're so low down, you get a terrible sense of perspective. But, you know, where were you sat last night, Lubo?
I was sat in block 103. Which is
right,
directly below where I normally sit.
Yeah.
And I was sat in between halfway line and penalty area.
Yeah.
So
good seat.
So the players are like literally a few rows in front of
whatever
row, 10, 12, 15 rows in front of me.
I've got some quotes here from Igor Tudor, and there's also an article about. There's also an article out about from Football London that's just published a minute ago about whether he's going to be here. Let me bring it up on the screen. So I'll show you the first one. Tottenham look to have confirmed that Igor Tudor will not be sacked over the coming days, as he is still penciled in to hold a press conference next Monday. Spurs face Madrid in the Champions League last 16, first leg the following day, with Tudor seemingly set to be in the dugout despite losing his first 3 games in charge. 3 London derbies, by the way. The Lily Whites are now just 1 point above the relegation zone following positive results for West Ham and Nottingham Forest. Their latest defeat came on Thursday. Yada, yada, yada. Failing to make an immediate impact and some baffling team selection decisions have seen Tudor come under pressure despite only being at the club for a few weeks. However, it seems the club's hierarchy will not be making a decision on his future until at least after their upcoming game in Spain. This is the bit one. This is the funny one. He said, I will tell you now, maybe it will sound strange, but I believe more after this game than I believed before. I saw something. I need to choose the right guys because the boat is going in the direction that I want to go and needs to go. And who is in the boat can stay. Otherwise, they can leave the boat. So when the other players will come back and choosing the right players, I'm sure we will have a good team and the victories will come back. It's not easy to accept the moment where we are, but it is how it is.
Does he know the boat's the Titanic and it's got a giant fucking hole in it?
And there's more than one iceberg dead ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he saying? So is he saying the same sort of thing with regards to what Thomas Frank said? Like some players don't like me. Is he choosing just a different way of saying it, that the players that want to be on the boat can be on the boat, those that don't can leave? Is he basically saying that there's people in the dressing room that are just not fighting? That are not
there's people that are playing and want it, and there are others that aren't, and it's plainly obvious to him. Xavi Simons' body language has been shocking for weeks. It was shocking coming off at Fulham, and he got dropped. I wasn't actually shocked, actually. Do I think he should have played? Probably. But, you know, he was dropped because of his body language and his attitude, obviously, not just tactically. Bit surprised that Conor Gallagher was dropped, but he was also poor against Fulham. So, but I think, you know, the fact that, look, if you
who are the players that don't want to be in the boat?
Well, you'd think Mawani was one of them. One thing's for sure.
I think he looks like he's trying a bit more under Igor Tudor.
Oh, he may be trying a bit more, but Richie looked pissed off. What was Dom saying? I mean, he scored a goal. Tell me what else he did in that game.
Nothing. He did nothing against Fulham either.
No. Yeah. And Richie's Richie's used to that relegation scrap. If I'm going to war, whatever you think about Richalison, and I know a load of people don't like him, there were a lot of fans calling for Richie to come on last night. Why was he still not being brought on?
Yeah, I wanted him to start, to be honest. I thought he deserved to start.
Yeah. And you could see he was frustrated. He was running along the touchline and he's going like this, you know, like, am I coming on? What's going on? And then when he did get his shirt on, it took an age. It took nearly 10 minutes for him to get on the pitch.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing.
He didn't get, I mean, Solanke, I thought, came in for a little bit of unfair stick last night. I thought he took his goal nicely.
Shocking, though.
I thought he made the chance that Henderson saved in the second half, and he worked hard. You know, there was an awful lot of covering. I'm sort of virtually pitch level. You can see the players are going across one way, going across the other. He put in
busy fool
you would expect, but there wasn't, Johnny. There was no service. Let's face it.
I know, but he's a busy fool. And Fulham game, he was absolutely abysmal.
I would have had Fulham. He was anonymous, but at least yesterday you could see the effort there. I would have started with Richie instead of Mawani. Simons, I think he's like a child.
Is he a flair player? That's not,
he's like a child. You know, all I've heard from various podcasters has been, what a waste! 40 million on Gray, 39 million on Tel, 25 on Odebear, 52 on Simons. I mean, that's an even bigger. That's a worse waste of money.
If you were to put him into a different team, I think.
I think he's been appalling, Sean. I think he's been dreadful.
Yeah. Fair enough. I
3 in 35. 3 in 35. You know, last season, Maddison scored 11 and had 11 assists, I think, or something like that. 10 or 10. It was like I think Maddison had a 20 or a 22 GA.
Where do you think we'd be in the league if Maddison and Kulusevski had been fit this season?
No higher than 10th, 11th, 12th, maybe.
Yeah, but we'd be in a better position though, right?
Oh God, yeah. Because you've got better players in the team. You've got players who can put the foot on the ball and keep the ball, which means you're defending percentage wise is a lot less.
Yeah,
you're conceding less shots, you're conceding less goals.
The lack of a midfield passer though, at times last night, like I thought Pape Sarr had a decent effort. I think he started the game pretty well. I think he was running around, but it's just I've called it out so many times this season.
He's limited.
He's so limited on the ball. And when you do break through in the second half, we were chasing the game. Kevin Danso gets that header on target in the first couple of minutes from a corner kick, and I was like, "Oh, go on then. We're down to 10 men, but let's have a fight. Let's go for it." And I think we were a little bit spirited in the second half for the first 15 minutes, and then eventually it just sort of petered out. But there was a period where Tottenham did manage to get on the ball and drive forward. And I remember Xavi Simons made a really lovely run, and the threading of the pass from Pape Sarr, and again, not for the first time, it happens all the time. He just can't wait a pass. No. He either underhits it or overhits it every time. Yeah. Jed Spence is similar. We don't have technically good enough footballers in the middle of the park to be able to link up from defence in transition to the attack.
That is the problem. Can I just answer one comment? Someone asked me why I thought Tudor would get any sort of result against Arsenal. I didn't. I thought we'd lose to Arsenal. I thought we'd get a draw. I thought they'd come out and I thought Tudor could get a tune out of them, but I didn't. Against Fulham, I thought we'd get a draw against Fulham, and I genuinely thought they'd come out and get something against Palace. And at 1-0, you're thinking to yourself, maybe the offside, the goal disallowed for offside was a piece of luck for Spurs. Maybe it's the first bit of luck that we've had for several weeks, and maybe tonight is the night. Then Fulham, I thought I didn't expect him to come out and play that 4-4-2 with Gallagher on the right, Gray at left. But I mean, it's ridiculous, just ridiculous. Where he's been putting players, you just can't keep putting players in the wrong positions and expect to have a balanced team, a cohesive performance. And for me, I think Tudor has been a massive disappointment. When you read that someone's managed at Juventus, at Lazio, Galatasaray, you think to yourself, he's got half a clue. If he knows his onions, he would have studied the videos. He'll see what's going wrong. He'll understand what players should be played in what positions, and he's completely messed up, completely. And for me, I just can't see how we can't keep him. We'll go to Liverpool. I mean, God knows what systems he going to play. Who's he going to play where at Liverpool?
Would you not have said the same about Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho? They've managed at the best clubs in the world, all failed at this club.
Well, that was down to, well, listen, when Jose asked for Ruben Diaz 3-4 months before City are even on the scene, and Levy delivers him Joe Rodon because he won't pay the extra 10 million euros to bring Diaz to the club. How do you expect these managers to?
Meanwhile, Joe Rodon's done very well for Leeds.
Do you listen?
I'm just saying. I get your point. I don't think
Rodon had a fair opportunity at Spurs.
He didn't.
I don't think he's of the quality though that we need if we're going to be a club that's going to be competitive in the Premier League. To be fair, it goes on and on. How are these managers meant to? How are these managers meant to operate? How are recruitment people meant to operate when there's a wage cap in place? The wage cap prevents you from going after a certain level of player. And what's also frustrating is that they raised the wage cap. They offered Semenya a big amount of, a high wage, much higher than what Man City were offering in January. He burst through first game of the season at Anfield. We were never going to get him after that. He started off the season on fire. Everybody wanted him. So we were way down the pecking order. But when we could have bought him in the summer, when we offered 50 and they came back to Spurs and said, we'll sell him to you for 70, why didn't they up it then and bring him in? And it's situations like sliding doors.
Who's the player you're talking about?
Sorry?
Who's the player you're talking about?
Semenya.
Listen, look. It's like talking about the horse after it's bolted. The ship has sailed.
Yeah,
but he was never coming to us. Look, the thing is,
he would have come in the summer, Johnny. He would have come in the summer.
Listen. Number one, you don't know that. But my point here is that if you have great recruitment, you sign them. Look, Igor Thiago, right? He was on people's radars. A lot of people thought Brentford paid way too much, 35 million, a record at the time for them. But they knew they were invested in the right thing. We have spent the money, but we have spent the money poorly, right? West Ham fans telling us, kudos. Oh, he's the best. He's the best. Like West Ham fans saying, yeah, tell us that after 10 games. You'll see. Spot on, right? There's a reason why that Xavi Simons was sitting there at the midnight hour waiting for a club to come and sign him. He was hoping he was going to go to Chelsea. Chelsea went for Garnacho. Even Garnacho struggles to get a game, but he's more productive. He's far more productive because he's been playing in the Premier League.
God, what I do for Garnacho in this team right now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, at least, listen, he's got fight and he scores in the Premier League.
Do you guys think he's also... Do you think Igor Tudor's also talking about the defenders when he says those that don't want to be on the boat can leave? Is he talking about Micky van der Ven? Is he talking about Romero? Would he have made Micky captain last night? And what made me laugh, Lubo, I don't know if you saw, when he handed the captain's armband to Vicario, I almost burst out laughing. I mean, are you joking? All he does is shout at kids. Sean, I'm going to have to go, mate. All right, mate. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Appreciate it. See you at 3:30. Can you check your inbox, mate? Your WhatsApps, and I'll see you later. Yeah.
All right, mate. Take care, boss.
Lubo, see you later. Good luck to the chat. Don't worry, not all is lost. We got big buckets, and we're taking out the water as quickly as we can.
Still in the Champions League. Champions League.
See you later.
See you, mate.
See you later. Footblink. Bye-bye.
Footblink.
Footblink. Just in case I didn't mention it.
See you, Johnny.
Not meant to be mentioned on here, is it? Or is it just Monday night?
It's mentioned occasionally. Yeah. I've got some other comments, mate. I've got some other comments here. I didn't get a chance to see this last night. This is on the official Spurs website. It says the game did not turn out how you would have wanted. And he says, let me zoom in a little bit so everyone can read it. We are disappointed to lose the game. We started good and we had 1-0 and then the red card changed the game. It was a totally different game after. Unfortunately, we wanted in the second half to push, but we didn't make it. What did you make of the fans leaving early? Of course, I understand the fans. It's normal things that happen in football. They are disappointed. They wanted more. We are aware of that. We also wanted to give more. Unfortunately, this is the moment that we pay everything. One red card changed everything. I will tell you now, maybe it will sound strange, but I believe more after this game than I believed before. Look, so he's saying it in the same sentence about the red card. He's blamed the red card. Is he talking about Micky van der Ven, Lubo?
It doesn't. It's not a pointed thing at Van der Ven for me. I don't think. I think
one red card changed everything. I will tell. He's literally speaking about the red card, and then he moves into
it can mean
to be here. They can piss off.
It can mean Van der Ven. It can also mean that the whole shape of it, the whole dynamic of the game changed with the red cards. I suppose it could mean either, couldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Is this an impossible club to manage at the moment? Jesus Christ. Imagine putting that on the fucking Tottenham Hotspur website. I want to be positive. I cannot tell the guys nothing in the end after this game. They gave everything. Unfortunately, we pay every detail. If we can say that red card is a detail, there is always something to say. With all the problems we have now, missing the defenders today, missing the fullbacks, these are the problems we already know. I don't want to speak about that, but we need to stay together now. I always repeat the same things, but it is how it is. Believing and growing. Do not make mistakes. This is the key in the end of football. Stay there. Don't make mistakes. 1 goal, you always score. 2 goals, you can score. But it's important to not make mistakes in football. Unfortunately, now in this moment, we pay everything. But in return, I believe we change everything. Still 9 games to play. Still 9 games to play. Still think I think he's hanging on to the red card thing as the reason. And I don't agree with him that we started the game very well. I thought we were under the cosh from the first 30 seconds, as you said, right?
Yeah, I thought the 10 minutes before we scored, I thought was better. That started with Tel's run, didn't it? Tel had a run and shot.
Yeah.
We looked lively after that. We had a nice break straight after the goal that came to nothing. But it's fits and starts, isn't it? It's a few flashes, a few moments. Would we have got a third if we scored Danso's goal? Maybe not. I doubt it, to be honest. I think Palace probably would have just stepped up a gear and got a fourth, to be fair. So, I think Palace just sat back and said, just do your best.
Yeah. You sound like you're determined to keep fighting to carry on. Will you be allowed to? I don't think like that. I don't think in that direction. I have my job to do, and that's all. Will we see you in that seat again? What? Will we see you in that seat again, do you think? No comment on that question. Fucking hell. Did Micky van der Ven say anything to the team? That's a private thing in the dressing room. How difficult is it to suddenly be thrust in amongst this? What do you think? How difficult? It's very difficult. What can you do? You need to keep working, believe, working on everything. Try to help these guys because I understand, I see them every day. They do care. They care. They want to do. They try to do. But it's moments like that. So what I said, stay calm, keep working, and it will turn off. It will change the situation. Is it a discipline issue? There is no discipline issue at all. The opposite. Clearly, I didn't see this in the moment. Clearly, the energy from the media is already trying to insinuate that he's done Dunsky out here. What would you actually do, Lubo? Would you sack him?
What, right now?
Yeah.
I'd go over to Hungary and get Robbie Keane across.
You would take Robbie Keane, would you, on a full-term deal?
I would take Robbie Keane now. As I said before, Sean, this is not a situation.
He's only been 6 months in his job, hasn't he?
He's doing a really good job over there.
It's 6 months.
What do you do? Do you go for Redknapp or Sherwood now, who have not been in management for 11 and 9 years respectively? Or do you go and get a manager who is managing, who is, up to speed?
Who's making the decision on Robbie Keane? Who's making that decision right
now? Lost you there, Sean.
Who's making the decision? Like you're saying, go and get Robbie Keane. Whose decision would that be? I know you're saying it's your decision.
Sean, you're breaking up.
Can you guys hear me? Or is it Lubo that's breaking up, or is it me that's breaking up? Can you hear me?
No, I can now. Yeah.
You can hear me now, yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
my question was, who would be who's making the decision right now to go? And if you sack him, who's the next guy? Who do you trust to bring in the next guy?
No, you're broken up. You're frozen again on the screen.
I think it's your side, Lubo. Do you want to come out and come back in? Come out, come back in.
No, Sean, you're frozen.
Hang about. It's not me, Lubo. It's you. Let me text you. Let me text you. Hang about. Where is he? It's your side. It's your side, mate. Jump out and jump back in. Let me get rid of Lubo for a minute. Let's kick him out. I can't kick him out because he's in the fucking stream with me. Lubo, leave!
Listen, I'm on screen. I can hear you, but you're still frozen facially on screen.
It's your side, Lubo. It's your side, mate. It's a problem on your side, not mine. Oh, come on, Lubo. What are we doing here? How do I get rid? There we go. Lubo, come out, come back in. Go out, come back in. Fucking hell, boomers, eh? Boomers. He's going to come out and try and come back in again. Ratatata. Sean wants you to go back out and come back in. Let me ask you lot in the chat. Like, this is the problem, right? If you sack him right now, who is sacking him? Who is it that's going to sack him? Is it Vinay? Is it Butcher? I mean, this is the problem, right? So we were talking about this. Like, Johan Lang and Vinay have clearly been completely undermined by Butcher and by Collicott and by Charrington. And then those guys have gone, shit, should have listened to Paratici. And Paratici was like, yeah, okay, I'll still hook you up with Igor Tudor. That hasn't worked. That hasn't worked at all. He's back now. Should we see what he's doing? Hang about. There he is.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Your face is moving. You're not frozen on the screen. Everything's good.
It's your side, mate. It's your side. Your internet's playing up. It's not me. Let me ask you this, Lubo. I was asking you, like, if you want to get Robbie, like, who would be making the decision? Because let's be honest, like, Matt Butcher and Collicott and Charrington have completely undermined Vinay and Johan Lang. Probably Vinay and Johan Lang are looking at this situation right now going, see, I told you, we wouldn't have lost 3 on the bounce if Thomas Frank was still here. The board have gone, well, let's go and listen to what Paratici said, even though Paratici's now gone. Paratici's option hasn't worked. So
yeah,
what do we do? What do we do from here?
Well, if they've got any sense, they pick up the phone and they'll speak to David Pleat, Steve Perriman. They've got Ozzy Ardiles and Ledley King at the club working for them, you know, in their own roles, and they take some expert advice. At the end of the day, they don't have a Paul Barber, Michael Edwards at the club. Lang is hopeless. It's completely hopeless. Don't know what he's still doing there. I don't know what they're advertising for a job to work alongside him for. You got Collicott.
Oh, mad, mental.
You got an accountant putting out adverts, employment adverts out on the market. Rather, surely you listen. I know people use LinkedIn to bring people in, but football's slightly different, and you shouldn't have an accountant going out onto a different platform. There should be people who know the football game in the club who can advise who to go for. For me, I think Keane's done a superb job in Hungary. It's not his first job, Sean. He worked for, was it Maccabi Haifa or Maccabi Tel Aviv? And I'm not sure that was his first job either. So it wouldn't be his first job. And I just think you give him an 18-month contract, 15-month contract, whatever it is, and say, right, keep us up. And this can't go on. We'll go to Liverpool, whether Keane's in charge or Redknapp or Sherwood or Tudor. I don't see us getting anything at Anfield. But the games after that are just massive. Forest, Sunderland, Brighton. Who's after Brighton? Who we got? Wolves, Leeds. I mean, those 5 games before you hit the Villa. Before you hit Villa, Chelsea, Everton at the end. They're 5 games. They're 5 games that are just massive for the club. So they've got to move quickly because it's not working. He's gone in. He's looked at the mess that he's inherited, Tudor, and he's looked at it and just thought, Jesus, this is a real mess. He's tried to shake them up out of their apathy. Hasn't worked. They're not responding to him. You can see that with the lack of effort. I don't, you know, in terms of most of them, there's not enough professional pride just to say, I'm stealing a living here. I don't want to steal a living. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it. I'm going to give everything I've got and leave it out on the pitch. You're not seeing that. It's a problem. And if it doesn't change, then we will go down. There's no question about it, because the other teams around us are all battling hard, you know, and doing their very best to avoid relegation. I mean, look at Forest, you know, that was a nailed on City home win the other night, wasn't it? No, they weren't interested. They came back twice. They came away with a draw. And that,
yeah, but Forest can do what Tottenham do, right? Forest turn up against big teams and can figure it out, but they'll lose to smaller teams like Tottenham do. You know,
I talked to a customer yesterday who's a big Forest fan. He said they played Liverpool off the park the other week to lose 1-0. You know, they should have beaten Liverpool. They drew in Man City. These are encouraging displays. We're light years away from that at the moment. So I don't know. I still have hope. I'm still optimistic up to a point that we can avoid it now. I certainly didn't expect to lose last night. Obviously, the yellow cards changed the whole dynamic of the game. Not saying we'd have won, but at 1-1, if Micky had stayed on the pitch and not pulled him back, and Sarr would have put the ball in the back of the net. At 1-1, it's 11 against 11. You know, you're in the game.
Yeah.
Down to 10, the whole thing imploded, didn't it, in the next 10, 12 minutes? You know, and they came in from 1-1, you know, just sit tight, lock it tight till half time, and then reassess and reset at half time. But no.
Well, that's the thing I was saying. Just get into half time. Just get into half time. 1-1 down to 10 men. Get into half time, and then we go and concede 2 goals before in the next 4 minutes. I'm absolutely embarrassing.
They just folded. They just folded, didn't they?
Yeah. Like paper cups, mate. There's absolutely no spine in this team. And you look at West Ham and you see spine. You absolutely see some fight and some gumption and some gusto. And you're not seeing that. You're seeing it at Leeds and you're seeing it to a degree at Forest, but not really. Yeah. I mean, Palace aren't exactly a fantastic team. They've got some good players, but they're not like that. They've been out of form. And Oliver Glasner looked pumped up the entire time. He was screaming and shouting at 3-1 up, and we didn't have our manager was the same boo to a goose, 3-1 down.
But you know, Sean, Munoz was taken out of the game on 5 minutes. There was no Mateta. There was no who else? Who was suspended?
Lacroix.
Sorry, Lacroix.
Yeah.
Who else? There was someone else missing as well. Well, there were one or two other Palace players that were missing as well. You know, it's Gay's recently gone, so they've had to bring someone else in who who wasn't playing regularly. So it's poor. It's just very, very poor. Very poor.
Let me do a couple of super chats, mate. Quickly, Dino Chudini, big up to you, Choo to you, mate. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate you. I miss Lubo's filing cabinet. I think we have to start a GoFundMe to bring back the filing cabinet. Big up to you, Dino. Thank you very much indeed. And Vlad Slav Zemeliuk. Big up to you, buddy. Well, what a name. What a name. He says, please speak slower. I'm listening to you to learn English. I mean, listen, mate, I speak very fast anyway. I can't slow down. It's my natural tongue. Best of luck. Put the captions on. Put the captions on, or the subtitles or something. But big up to you, mate. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you very much indeed. And Luke Ward was coming saying, is there not an argument to say give it to Mason again? He was part of the cup win last season. The players know and probably respect him. Jesus, no. Not for me. Not for me. You, Lubo?
No.
Yeah, he's part of the legacy issues at the football club. This sort of nepotism, ridiculousness. You know, I want to see that fucking Levy's brother-in-law get out of the football club. I need to see all of the legacy people gone. I need to see my tech DJ bro come in, or Stavely and her consortium, or Wingfi, someone with a fresh idea, someone with some fresh issues, fresh motivations. And like clean house. But obviously that starts. But for me, we need to get a decent director of football in. Now, Dougie Freeman, for me, Lubo, he's in Saudi Arabia at the moment. Is there not a better time, not a better opportunity to go in there and save him from the danger of the area that he's living in? And say, listen, I know you're over in Saudi, but like, look, you know.
No, listen, maybe.
some issues in Saudi Arabia, right? There's been some
Sure.
missiles been dropped over there. Like, do you want to be there with your family or do you want to come home? You know?
Yeah. No, he'd be a good shout as well. Dougie Freeman, Paul Mitchell. There'll be good shouts to bring in. Ralph Ranieri, if you could get him, providing we stayed up.
Scotcho. Members show coming soon. Piss for Ice, mate. Member show coming soon, mate. 100% going to do that.
We'd have to call you Manuel, wouldn't we?
Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, Manuel with the hat.
Manuel Butler.
Oh dear, mate. Well, are we going to be? Is Atletico Madrid on Tuesday? Is it a nice distraction from the Premier League for a bit? We haven't got a game this weekend, so a little bit of a 4 or 5 day break. Is it a chance to sort of get out of Dodge and hopefully get a result, get some momentum, try and if we can come away with like a 1-0 win or a 1-1 or something? It's not. I mean, I don't know if it will happen, but it's nice to get that three as well playing together, right?
I think you're looking at keeping the deficit down to 2, to be honest, on Tuesday night.
Is that what you think? Yeah, just keep it down. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're 2 down, you've got a slim chance of getting something back. But
so you take a 1-0 loss right now, would you?
Definitely, 100%. Yeah.
And you're the most optimistic of all the Tottenham fans we know.
You look on that as a little bit of a moral victory, wouldn't you? A 1-0 defeat.
Oh no, I just want to see a D or a W in the form column, mate. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
I think you might as well go for it. I think you might as well go for it because, our home form isn't good enough. If you can take a 2-1 win and bring it back, you still probably end up losing the draw. But we have to go away from home and get sneak a 1-0 win. Romero's back, Van der Ven's back. Let them play together. Put Danzo in next to them. Let Pedro Porro play as a right wing back for the first time ever. Let him whip some balls in. Yeah. Put Solanke and Richalison up top with Xabi Simons behind. I don't even. Can Sousa even play in the Champions League squad? Because he's 19, he should be able to, right?
Yeah, he can play. There's any sort of D or W would be good. There's a WhatsApp going around today, with a picture of a what do you call it in the streets? Road sign that's got Walthamstow 1, Tottenham 3. That's where we've got to now.
That's where we're at. Are you still going to renew your season ticket next year in the Championship?
I am, yes. I was there in Division 2 in 77, 78.
Are you going to pay the full price for it though?
That they will have to bring the price down. They will have to extend the season ticket deadline because at the moment it's Tuesday the 26th, 2 days after Everton, which is the last game of the season. They will need to relook at that big time.
How many seasons? What do you reckon? What do you reckon the average capacity? If we're playing Wrexham first game of the season in August at home, what do you reckon the capacity will be?
35,000, 40,000.
Fucking hell. Yeah. At least it won't take me 2.5 hours to get to the game anymore if I drive.
No, it won't. That's for sure. That's for sure. Listen, everything's going to dive. The gate receipts, food and beverages, merch in the
local economy, the local bars, the local fish and chip shop. Chick King might not have a 200 meter.
No, I found. Was it Rooster restaurant last night? I got myself a nice sausage and chips and a 7-Up for £9. It was, decent value.
Have you ever eaten at Chick King?
No. For me, I prefer Poodle. Was it Noodle King? My pal calls it Poodle King. It's
racist.
No, it's terrible. It's shocking. I love it. It's really good Chinese along the high street. Literally as you turn right out White Hart Lane into the high roads, it's something like the third or fourth shop along. It's really. I don't know
why the Chick King has got like a 60 meter. I've gone in there before, and I'm like, it's just a chicken shop. There's nothing special about it. It's like an iconic place.
It's
not like there's a 60 meter queue. People are literally queuing down the street. There's another chicken shop, but people have to go, they have to queue past to go to the Chick King. And I'm like, Why? Why would you wait 40 minutes to get a chicken and chips? Like, it's not even that nice.
No, but listen, Ben Kaufman swears by it, doesn't he? Ben from the Coffee Cup. He swears by it.
Does he? Okay, fair enough.
Noodle King for me, mate. Not Chicken.
I just like the corner shop that sells my Magnums. I just get a couple of them, tartar, and I'm good to go. Talking about good to go, that's probably a good time to round it off. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been on. We got Kate and Jimbo starting literally right now. They've asked me to redirect, so I'm sending everyone over there. You got Saba as well. If you go to Saba, stick in Spurs Talk Show Raid. If you go to Kate, stick in Spurs Talk Show Raid. Yeah. Just raid it somewhere.
I heard Kate on Talk. Kate was on Talk Sport this morning.
Was she?
Yeah, talking with Alex Crook, Sam Matterface, and Gabby Agbonahal.
Really? Well done.
She was in tears. She was in tears at the end of the game last night. I mean, that's how a lot of people.
Did she phone in? Did she phone in, or did she be brought on camera?
No, I don't know if she was on camera. I was driving, but
that's amazing.
She phoned in. That people were phoning in. Spurs fans were phoning in. I thought Sam Matterface spoke very, very well. To be honest, spoke very well. You know, he said what chance has Tudor had? The players show him about as much respect as certain players as they did for Frank. And he just and people were ringing in and just saying this is 8-9 years of neglect from the time we left White Hart Lane and went to Wembley. It's been on a downward trend since then.
Yeah.
It has.
Listen, Mr. Just for the Lols, I'm not just a yardie at heart. I'm 8% Nigerian, my man. So I'm allowed to enjoy my Magnums according to my DNA. And that's what we're going to do. Big up to you all. Love you. Thanks for coming on, Lubo. Lads and ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back at 3:30 in a few hours over on Football Link with Johnny. Until then, I will say I wish you a good day. Try and not think about Tottenham too much. But yeah, go over to Kate, or I'll be sending you to Kate. But if you go to the Stab as well, it's Spurs Talk Show Raid either way. And I love you both. Love you all. Cheers, Lubo. See you later on, guys. Cheers.